Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Lorraine and I am going to be covering in this video Capricorn Sun with Aquarius Moon. I'm going to start off the video by describing Capricorn Sun in detail and what a typical Capricorn Sun is like, and then I will be talking about the moon placements and how that probably interacts with the Capricorn Sun. And if there's certain aspects of the Capricorn description that doesn't quite make sense or resonate with you, stay tuned until you hear your moon placement, and then it will probably tie together quite nicely and make a lot of sense. But first, a really quick announcement that I want to make. I'm going to be giving away a free chart reading to one lucky winner of new subscribers to my channel. So stay tuned to the end of the video and I will tell you how you can enter this draw and potentially win, and where I will announce the winner so that you can see if you won. So a typical Capricorn Sun is serious, ambitious, intelligent, and motivated by success and wealth. Not in excess though. So they want to be well off in the sense that they want to be comfortable, they want to be like not stressed about money. And so they're the type of people that will plan for retirement at a really young age. They'll save for retirement, they'll invest in stocks, what have you. They're usually quite motivated by money, but not in an excessive way. They're hard workers, good employees, but most are drawn to financial independence and financial freedom in some capacity. So they're not the kind of people that are happy just working any job. They're not going to be happy working a minimum wage job for most of their life. They're not. They want to move up the ladder and make more money where they can live comfortably. If they're not doing that, they're investing, they're maybe starting a business, what have you. They want to be set financially. Capricorns can kind of come across as a know-it-all sometimes. They like to be the best and they are intelligent and stuff, so they can come across a little bit as like a know-it-all. Capricorns are very like straight into the point. They don't beat around the bush. They don't really offer any cool, insightful information. They'll kind of just give you like the blunt truth, and they're not philosophical really is the point I was trying to get to, because there's the big difference, because I was just talking about Sagittarius season last. Capricorns are not like Sagittarius very much. They're very not philosophical, so they're not the kind of one that's willing to entertain ideas like, oh, maybe I could do it this way, or maybe I could do it this way. Be like, no, you just do it. Like, you just do it. Capricorns are very reliable, dependable, and thorough, so they most of the time would rather do something themselves than delegate or have someone else do it. So they can just kind of have a lot of pride in what they do and just don't maybe really trust that other people would do as good of a job with them, which in a lot of cases can be true. So they also like to be prepared and sometimes over prepared. Capricorns are very methodical and diligent planners, and so they're the kind of people that would have a 10-year plan, and they're definitely more big picture than the other two earth signs of Taurus and Virgo. Taurus is definitely very like live in the moment and explore, like just have these daily pleasures of living in the moment, and Virgo is just like very like driven and focused and nitpicky. But Capricorns are a lot more big picture in the way they go about planning things. Like I mentioned, they're saving for retirement at a young age, they're investing, but they're the type to make plans with a laundry list of ways that it might not work or could go wrong. So Capricorns can be quite pessimistic, but they would consider themselves realists, like most pessimists would. Because like I mentioned, they figure out all the ways that things could go wrong, and while those things are true and quite factual, because Capricorns aren't like dramatic in the way they make lists, they're very factual, right? So they're making this list of all the ways these things could go wrong, but it's still like you could also write a list of how it could go right, but Capricorns aren't just really wired that way. So they kind of like the glass half full, glass half empty. They're just not very optimistic. they're more pessimistic, but they consider themselves to be realists. Capricorns can also be quite cold. Now, this is definitely a downside when it comes to being social. So Capricorns can struggle socially a bit because they can come across cold, but that's actually what makes them so reliable and level-headed, and why you're able to depend on them in, say, a crisis, right? So, well, they're the kind of people when everyone else is like freaking the out, they're the ones that are very level-headed and calm and collected, and it's because they're able to be very level-headed and reasonable and know what to do when everyone else is freaking out. They also do really desire to be the best, and so, like I mentioned, they're ambitious. So Capricorns do kind of below the surface. They're definitely not as brazen about it as some of the fire signs that want to be the best, but Capricorns do want to be the best, and that can actually hinder them in some ways because they want to be the best, but they also dislike change, and so that can kind of result in them becoming stagnant, because it can lead to them rather being a big fish in a small pond and never really expanding anywhere, where it would result in them not being the best. Now I'm going to get to the moon signs. I just wanted to let you know real quick about my Kickstarter campaign that I am about to launch at the end of the month, end of January. So if you're watching this and it's February, then I've already launched. So I will leave a link in the description. This Kickstarter campaign will help support my work with astrology. It'll help me keep uploading more and better content. It'll allow me to do this full time. It'll also help me print this beautiful tarot deck that I designed. So check out the link in the description and consider backing it. I have a lot of great reward tiers. If you want to learn more about it, I have a video uploaded on my channel, as well as if it is already launched, then there is a video on the Kickstarter campaign. So I'd really appreciate it if you check it out. That will help me continue making content like this and making stuff even better. So now we get to Aquarius Moon. So Aquarius moons are very intuitive, rational, individualistic, and idealistic, which is the idealism is quite different from Capricorn. So their Aquarius moons are they're a pretty good balance of thinking and feeling. They can come across aloof and be quite detached. It depends. Basically, this placement is very emotionally stable. They don't get easily worked up, which is also kind of like Capricorn, but they can be quite aloof because they just really love their freedom and individualism, and they can't handle clingy people or possessive people or jealous people. In fact, the more aloof, the better. Aquarius placements in general, but we're talking about the moon. So Aquarius moons tend to kind of be attracted to people that don't seem interested in them. That's kind of this like, this curiosity that like, oh, why don't you like me? Oh, well, now I'm in love with you. So Aquarius like doing what they want to do. They don't like being told what to do. They're very concerned with being unique in some way. Sometimes they can even just be unique for the sake of being unique, even if that's maybe not who they truly are. They just want to be like different and feel like they're not being controlled, and they can live their life however they want. So a couple things about this pairing right off the bat is that Aquarius moons are, like I mentioned, they're idealistic, which is quite different from Capricorn. Aquarius moons are not averse to change. They actually like kind of exploring new ideas and getting to know new people. They can actually be quite humanitarian. They like standing up for ideals and rebellions. Aquarius is quite a rebellious sign. So Aquarius moon doesn't really help Capricorn out in the emotional area. So this pairing may have a hard time relating to people on an emotional level. The Aquarius moon will probably help like get to know people and be a good icebreaker and getting to know people in like when it comes to ideas. But when it comes to actually relating to people on a deep emotional level, I think this pairing will probably have a more difficult time. But it probably does help when it comes to taking on goals and ideas bigger than themselves. So Aquarius moon is the type to realize the cause that they want to stand up for, and then Capricorn will set out on a way to actually achieve that change that they're wanting to make. And I could see this potentially being a little bit lonely of a placement, because Capricorns can come across cold and detached, and Aquarius moons also come across that way. This is also a pairing that I think has a hard time having their opinions swayed. Thank you for watching all the way through. As promised, I am going to be having a draw. Someone can win a free astrology chart reading from myself. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel if you like the content and you like what I'm doing, and then comment below letting me know that you have done so. And then at the end of the month, I'm going to be taking all the names, drawing a name, and I will announce the winner on the video that I will be releasing on January 30th. January 30th, I'm going to be making a transit video talking about all the major astrology transits for the month of February, and at the beginning of that video I will announce the winner of the free chart reading, so stay tuned for that. So that is all I have planned for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my description of this pairing. If you did and you like my YouTube channel and the content that I am making for it, or if you are just a Capricorn that has some change to spare, I would really appreciate if you would check out my Kickstarter campaign. I will leave a link in the description. Like I mentioned, the tarot deck is really beautiful. I'm really proud of it. There's also a lot of other great rewards that you can get if you donate, so at least check it out and I would really appreciate it. If you're not able to afford to donate, then I do understand, but if the project does resonate with you and you do like it, then I would also really appreciate if you'd just be willing to share it with a couple of friends that are into astrology and tarot and see if they are able to either donate or share it as well. That is all. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and take care.